Hashem, Boker Tov. This is the Daf Yomi for Shabbos, being recorded on the eve of Shabbos. And the Daf Yomi is 109, but we're going to start on 108b, 5 lines from the bottom. On yesterday's Daf, we saw an encounter between the servant of Abraham and Shem, where the servant of Abraham asked Shem, the son of Noah, how Noah was able to feed all the animals on the ark. Today's Daf Yomi, now Shem speaks to Eliezer. Amar Shem Rava Eliezer, Ki atzu aleichu malach mizrach umarav, atun hechi avidyasu. When Avram was attacked by the kings, the four kings, or when he had to fight them to save Lot, how did you defeat them? Amar, he said, I see a Kodesh Baruch Hu Avram, Osve miyamina. Said, God brought Avram to him, and he set Avram on his right side. Vavashadin and Afra. And then Avram would throw earth, Vavu Harve, and it would turn into swords. Gile, and he would throw straw, Vavu Gere, would turn to arrows, as it says, Morzmar, Davenu Hashem, Ladunai, Shevli Mini Ad Ashito Vecha, Adom Uraglacha. Sit on my right side until I destroy your enemies, the footstool of your feet. Uksiv, Mi, Heir, Mizrach, Tzedek. And it states in the Pasuk, the verse states, who aroused Avram from the east? Yikraeu, Tzedek Yikraeu Raglo, who proclaimed righteousness wherever he walked. He came in front of Gaimu Malachim Yard, and he put before him nations and made him dominate the kings in Malachim Yard. He tamed Kafar Charbo Kakash Yidav Kashto. He made his sword like earth, and like his bow like wind-blown straw. So the Gemara says, Nachem ishgamzu averagil dechol dahave sokole amar gamzu atova. Nachem ishgamzu had the practice that whatever happened to him, he would say, also this is for the good. Gamzu atova. Yom Echad, one day, Bo Yisrael Shadurei Doron Kaiser. One day, the Jewish people need to send a gift, a bribe to the Caesar. Amrei Bahade Ma Nishader. With whom should we send it? Nishader Bahade Nachum Ishgamzu. Let's send it with Nachum Ishgamzu. The Maluma Benisim. He knows miracles. Maluma Benisim. Ukimata Uhu Diura. When he came to a place to sleep, Baila Mevas. And he wanted to go to sleep. And Amrei Ma'ika Badach. They said to him, what do you have with you? Amrlu Kamuvilna Cargo Kazer. He said, I'm bringing a gift for the Caesar. Kamu Bawailo. So they got up at night. Sharinu was Sitve. Vishaku called the Havigabe. They opened up his box and they took whatever he had inside it. And then Malnuhu Afra, they filled it with earth. So then Kimato Asam Ishtakech Afra. When he got there, they found the earth. The king found the earth. Amar Achuki Kamachaki. So the king said, are you laughing at me? Achuki Kamachaki Beyudai. The Jews are laughing at me. Afkula Makitle. They took out Nachum Ishgamzu to kill him. Amar Gamzu Atova. He said, also this is for the good. Elijah came and he appeared like one of the king's advisors. Maybe this earth is from Abraham. He used to throw earth. When he threw earth, it was turned into a sword. And when he threw straw, it became arrows. Indeed, they checked and that was the case. There was a city, there was a city that they can never conquer. They threw some earth on it, the Kapshua, and they conquered it. They took Nachum into the treasury. Take whatever you want. Malya was Sifta. He filled up his box with gold. Ki hadar asa. When he came back, Amrle Hanach Tiyure, my Amtis Lebe Malka. When he came back to the hotel, the people there said to him, "What did you bring to the king that you were so successful?" So Amrle my Shakli Meach, he said, "Whatever I took from here, I gave to them. I'm Tailasam. Whatever I took from here, I gave to them." Shakli Inu. So they did the same thing. They took the earth. Amtu Hasam. They came there. Katlinu Anech Diuri. And then the king killed these villagers because obviously it didn't work. So now up to the next part, it says Dor HaFlaga or Dor HaFilaga, however you pronounce it. Elam Chel Kol Mabaz. No share. My Avod, what exactly was the sin of the generation of the flood? Amri Debei Rabbi Shua, that they said Nivna Migdal v'Nalo Rakia v'Nakel So B'Kardamos Kidei Sheyazuvu Meimav. So they said, let's build a tower. We'll go up to the heaven, and we'll strike the sky with axes, so that the water will flow. We want to make more rain. Machaku Allah b'marava. So when they gave this explanation, they laughed. They said, Imkain, if that's the case, that they wanted to reach the sky, livnu echad betura. Why would they build it in the valley? They should have built it in the mountain. They livnu echad betura. They should have built it on one of the mountains where they get higher. So therefore, Amar Rabbi Bar Lazar, nechalku was shalosh kitos. So Rabbi Yirmiyah Bar Elazar said they were divided into 3 groups. Achas Omeres now Avanesh of Sham. Hold on. So he said we divided into 3 groups. Achas Omeres now Avanesh of Sham. One says we'll go up and settle there. Achas Omeres now Avodas Kochavim. One says we'll go up and worship idolatry. Achas Omeres now let's go up and we'll make a fight. Those Omeres now Avanesh of Sham. The one that says let's go up and stay there. God said about them, Efitim Hashem. God sent them around the world. Let's wake a war. Now to Kofim, Veruchos, Veshedim, Velilin. They became apes and demons. Deshemer now having Avodah Kochavim. Wanted to let's go up and worship idols. Kisham Balal Hashem Sfatsko Arts. There Hashem made them confused and they had to speak different languages. This way, Rashi says they weren't able to form one big avodah zarah. Everybody desired to worship idolatry. It says here, let's make for ourselves a name. Do not mention the name of other gods. Just like over there, it's idolatry. Also here, it's idolatry. Rabbi Yochanan, Migdal Shlish Nisra. 1/3 of the top of the tower was burnt. Shlish Nivla, 1/3 was swallowed, and Shlish Kayim, and 1/3 remains. Amarav, Avir Migdal Mishakeach. The airspace of that tower, even today, causes people to forget things. Amarav Yosef, says Rav Yosef, Bavel Borsif, Siman Ra Torah. Bavel and Borsif were 2 towns that were next to each other. They are bad signs for Torah. My borsif, Amaravi, bor shafi, a pit emptied of its content. The Stomites have no share in the world to come. To the Rabbanan, they have no share, as it states, they were bad with their bodies and sinful with their money. Ram Beguf, and they were bad with their bodies because it says, he says, how can I do this bad thing? and I will sin against God. It says in the law of Shemitah that if you are sinful with your money, it will be a sin. Hashem, zu birkas Hashem, they curse God. Ma'od shemiskavnim v'chotim. They had intent and then they sinned. In the Bryce it says the Ra'im means with their money and Chatoim means with their bodies. They weren't generous to the poor. This refers to Birkas Hashem, cursing God. This refers to murder, as it states, so it refers to murder. The only reason why the Sodomites were arrogant was because of the all the good things that God did for them. And what does it say about them? Eretz mimena yetze lachem v'tachtea nefach k'mo eish v'kom sapir avaneh v'afros zav lo nasiv lo yadu ayet shezavto ein aya v'adrichu b'nei shachatz lo adav shachal. So this is the pasuk from Job, and Job says she is completely free of any crime and dangerous animals. It's a land of bread, and its dust is called. They said, well, there's so much money, why do we need people to pass by? They're only coming by us to make us lose money. Let's go make sure that we stop people from passing through. As it says, so a stream burst out, and they kicked out the people passing through. How long will you plot against man? Will all of you murder? The Stomites would look at people who were wealthy, and they put them next to a wall that was leaning. They would push the wall on him. Then they would come and take his money. It says in the pasuk, in the darkness he burrowed under the houses. By day they sealed themselves in, not knowing the light. They would put their eyes on people and money, and they would give parsimon, balsamic oil with them to guard. And these people would put the balsam in their deposits. In the evening, the people from Stone would smell it out like a dog. And they would come and take the treasures which they smelled from the balsam. It says they would allow the naked to spend the night unclothed, no garment to shield against the cold. They drive away the orphan's donkey, and they take the widow's ox. They move back boundary markers, have stolen flax, and take them out to graze. So what do we do from this? So Rabbi Yossi expounded this verse, in the darkness he burrows under houses. And he explained that it was referring to what the people from Stone were doing. They were putting their aromatic oils in the tunnels of stone. That night, they dug 300 tunnels in Tzipori. Meaning to say, they tried the same trick there. Also, become a tzareway. So the people who were angry came and were all upset. And they came to Rabbi Yossi and they said, you told them what to do. You showed the thieves what to do. How do I know that the thieves would come? I thought I was speaking to honest people. When Rabbi Yossi died, the gutters of Tzipori poured forth blood. So it's what does it mean it poured forth blood? It shows that he was a big tzaddik and they shouldn't have accused him of helping the thieves. Amri de Islay Torah, so that this is what the people of Stone said. He said if somebody has one ox, Marechad Yoma, then if he owns one ox, he has to graze all the oxen of Stone for one day. The Islay, he has no oxen, he has to graze it for 2 days. And the reason is because if he has no oxen, he has to do more work because he's not working. There was an orphan, the son of a widow, and they gave him their oxen to graze. So he went and he killed them all. He said to his neighbors, this lay Torah nishkochad. Says if somebody had one ox, let him take one skin. If he has no ox, let him take 2 skins. My eye, what are you talking about? The end rule is like the beginning of the rule. This lay Torah marechad yoma. Just like since I have no ox, I have to work 2 days. Well, since I have no ox, I should get 2 skins. Somebody cross over a bridge has to pay 1 zuz. He has to pay 2 if he doesn't cross. The Havile Torah, if somebody had a row of bricks, everyone would come by and take 1 brick. Ana when they came back and demanded payment, he said, I only took 1. We only took a little bit. And so therefore, we each took the amount less than is required to steal. What are you going to do? So therefore, this guy will lose all his money. If the person was spreading out garlic or onions, also call chad v'chad v'shakil chada. Everybody would come and take 1 garlic or onion. Everybody would say, I only took 1. There are 4 judges in Stone, and their names were Shakrai, Shakrurai, Zaife, Matzle, Dina. These were their names. They translate roughly as liar, huge liar, forger, and perverter of justice. The Machile is to say the Chavri Mapule, if a person struck his friend's wife, and so therefore she miscarried, Amrule, they would say, Yav anyway. You should give your wife to the attacker. To Niabre Nilech, so they can impregnate her for you and replace the unborn. The if you knocked off somebody's ear, Amrule, the judges would say, Av anyway, Adikadcha. If you knocked off the ear of his donkey, he would say, give the donkey to the person until the ear grows back. If he wounded his friend, Amriwe, Havle Agra, give him your money, the Shako Adama. Because he took your blood. He was like, gave you anesthesia by knocking you out. If you cross in the bridge, you have to pay 4 zuzde. The Avar B'maya, but if you cross in a boat, you have to pay 4 zuz. But if you cross in the water, if you swam, you have to pay tamni zuzi. Pay 8. Zimnachada, also kovis. One day, a launderer came. He came there. Amrulay, give us 4 zuz. Amrulay, Anna b'mayav. He said, I crossed over by the water. I swam. Amrulay, him can't have tamne. Then give us 8. Avarta b'maya, because he crossed in the water. And so therefore you have to pay 8. Well, yeah, if he didn't want to give it, padu, so they beat him up. Also coming to Daine, came before the judges. He said, give him his money since he left blood for you. And pay an additional. So he ended up paying more money. Eliezer Eved Avram Israel Miasim. Eliezer, servant of Avram, came there. Padu, they wounded him. Also, Dayana. He came before a judge. Amarle, Havle Agar the Shakal Chatama. You have to pay him because they took your blood. Shakal Glala. So Eliezer took out a stick. But you and he beat the judge. Omar, my eye, what are you doing? I'm like, Agor denafakli minoch, hamni eye. So he said, the money that you owe me, give to him. V'zuzi dididei kedekaimi kaimi. My money will stay where it is. Avilu pur yasa. So the people who still out of bed, they have a magne ale orchim. They used to put the guest to sleep on it. Kimarach, if he was too tall. Guys, they would cut off his leg. He goes, if he was short, they would stretch him out. Eliezer had Avram Ikol Asam. Eliezer came there. Amalei kum gane aporia. Go up and sleep on the bed. Amalon nidre nadre. I've taken a vow. Min yom de misa sima alo ganina aporia. From the day my mother died, I don't sleep on the bed. Kavim misrami lu anya. When a poor man came to them, Yahweh kol chad v'chad dinara. Uksiv shmeale. V'rifta lo avim imatale. When a poor man came, everybody would give him a coin, and they would write their name on the coin, and nobody would give him any food. And so when he died, they all took their coins back. They made a condition: whoever invites somebody to wedding, will remove his garment. There was a wedding. So Eliezer came there. They didn't give him bread. When he wanted to eat. Also, Eliezer v'Yosef will stay for the cooler. He came and sat at the end of the table. Amalei manas minchalacha. Who invited you here? Amalei Ahudi Yosef Asa zimanten. So he said to the person next to him, "You're the one who invited me." Amar Dilma Shame Bei Da'ana Aziminte. Perhaps everybody will hear that I invited him. And they'll take away my clothing. Shoko Gleme Ahudi Yosef Gabe. He took Eliezer's garment, the Rot Levarim, ran outside. And so Eliezer did to everybody. So he took his own garment and ran outside. And everybody did that. Until they all ran out. So he ate the whole meal by himself. Revita, there was a young woman, Davis Kamavka Rifta, she would give bread to the poor in a pitcher. Milsa, so they discovered this and they smeared her with honey. And they placed her on top of the wall. Also, the Bura Vachula. So the bees came and ate her. Cries of Sodom and Gomorrah are great. But it's not Rabba but a Reba. Amar Yehuda al Iske Reba. Amar Yehuda Marav al Iske Reba. Because of the cries of this woman tried to help the poor. Mirago Melam Chelko, my brother, despised them no share. As it states, Musa and Hashem Otzeti Basa Arts Rabba Megafa. The men who spread bad reports died by a plague. They died in this world and a plague in the world to come. Adas Korach, the congregation of Korach, Elam Chelko Amaba. Have no share in the world to come, as it says with the Chasalem Haaretz, the earth covered them up, in this world they have Dumik Tochakao. They perish Olam Haba. Divi Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Eliezer Omer Aleim who Amar Kosev Hashem Emit Mechayem Arich Olviyal. God puts down and brings up. The generation of Korach has no share in the world to come. As it states, Vatachas Leim Haaretz Bo'am Hazeh V'Yavdu Mitoch Hakal Olam Haba. You Divi Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Yehuda himself Omer Harein Kaveda Mispakeshes. They're like a lost object that one's searching for. As it's Ta'iti Keseh Oved Bakesh Avdecha Ki Mitzvosecha Lo Shachachti. What does it mean when it says Vayikach Korach? Amar Reish Lakish Shalakach Mekach Ra Atmo. He took a bad purchase for himself. Korach Shenasa Karcha B'Yisrael. He made a bald spot in Israel. Ben Yitzar Ben Sher Siacho Avaskol Mo Kitzarim. He made the whole world upset at him like the noon. Ben Kaas Ben Shika Shina Moadav. This relates to the Haggadah, where we talk about Haket Shinev, to the wicked one. So here it is, Ben Shehika Shine Moadav. He set on edge the teeth of those who gave birth to him. So that's a reference. We'll discuss this on Shabbos afternoon when we discuss the Agada. Ben Levi, Ben Shanasa Levaya Beganim. He was the son on whose account an escort to Gehanim was made. Wilchshov Nami Ben Yaakov, Ben Sha'akav Atzmo Gehanim. Why doesn't it count Jacob, the one who caused himself to fall head over heels in the Gehanim? Amar Shmuel Yitzchak Yaakov Bikli Shrachman Mat. Jacob prayed for mercy that he not be included. It's Besto Maltavo Nafshi Bekalem Altechakvodi. Don't mention my name. Bestobam al the Besodam Altavo Nafshi Elam Meraglim refers to the Meraglim. The Kalem Altechakvodi that refers to Korach. Das and Shavar Das Kel. Why is the name Das? Because he violated the law of God. Aviram Sheibeir Atzmo Me'asos Tshuva. That he fortified himself against repenting. V'on Sheyoshav Ba'anios. He stayed in mourning. Pelas Shenasu Apuos. Miracles were performed for him. B'nai Ruvain. Why was it called B'nai Ruvain? Ben Sharav, and he saw and he understood. Okay, so then tomorrow we'll go over this Baruch Hashem, and then Sunday is Kuf Yud. Beautiful, beautiful daf. Yah Shekoach to everybody. A big Shekoach.
Thank you.
Thank you.